welcome back to my channel. I don't know what episode this is of Halloween, but I hope you're enjoying it. As promised, I have a really cool body painting tutorial for you. It's not perfect. I've adjusted a few bits at the end. This is what you do. You kind of get the basics down, you go in, you figure out kind of what looks better, what doesn't. If I had more time, I feel like this would be a lot better, but here we go. As you can see, it's kind of a turquoise. We kind of have a bit of a pop art theme going on. As you can see, pop art wouldn't be pop art without the kind of cross hatching and the Ben-Day dots. Who remembers that from GCSE art? As you can see, I'm only painted to here. Obviously, if you were going out, and you only kind of need to do the bits that you're going to see. I've added a wig. This was from Amazon. I think it was about a tenner. If you want to do different colours or mix it up, do your favourite colours. I always think turquoise and pink look really cool. If you've got like a yellow, you know, like neon colours would be really funky. You could add some jewels in if you wanted to. Just have a little play. This is kind of just a basic kind of talk you through how to make things look a little bit cooler. Mine's not perfect. As I said, I didn't have a lot of time today. There are many tutorials online. I hope you enjoyed this video and let's get into it. So the first thing that we're going to do here is take our Mehron palette or whatever face paint you're using. You could also use an eyeliner or something if you find that a little bit easier to work with, but I'm mapping out exactly where I want to put the features of this kind of pop art zombie all over my face, and this is just going to make it a lot easier for when we go in to fill in the colours and all that kind of stuff later. You can see here that I'm filling in some kind of like neck bones and other kind of features. You can put some ribs in, you could put collarbones in, it's kind of make it your own. Now you can see I'm starting to fill in the block bold colour. You can obviously choose whichever colour you prefer. I always think brighter colours like turquoise, yellows, anything sort of neon, bright pinks always work better for that kind of real pop arty look. You can see here, as soon as I'm kind of done, I am actually going to remove a couple of pieces of the blue that I brought in because these are water-based paints. Although they stay quite well, you can remove bits if you feel like you've gone wrong or you feel like there's too much block colour there. Just kind of adjust it to what you're seeing at the time is looking good or not. Now you can see we're going to start filling in some pink bits. You could use whatever colour you want. So I'm kind of working on that kind of underneath skin bit. As you can see, I'm also kind of doing the bones. Just getting in that extra detail before we start outlining and adding in some nice shading. Now, as you can see, there's a little bit of footage missing, but I have zoomed you in and I have put in the teeth. What you want to do is take a white colour paint and kind of use a similar shaped brush if you can. This is the easiest way that I find to do it, and kind of take the shape of the brush and flatten it down against the cheek to create the tooth shapes if you're not that confident at kind of creating those freehand yourself. I just find using a smaller brush that's kind of a similar shape really helpful. And then we are filling in the gum colour and then starting to outline everything. Outlining everything makes things really pop, and this is really going to kind of take your look to the next level, as so far it kind of looks a bit naff. As you can see, this is actually really tricky on yourself. I'm trying to shoot it and look in a mirror. If you have someone to help you or you're doing this with another person, I always find it so much easier to do it on someone else. But of course, it's totally doable. Don't worry if your line work is a little bit squiffy. Mine always is, even on myself, and I do this quite often. So don't worry about that. Once you have all the shading and stuff in, and the more you practice, the better it will get. Here I'm just going in and filling in the teeth. You can do a lot more shading and stuff on this if you really want to. You could take a really tiny brush and go in with some powder and do it properly, but I'm just keeping it really simple and outlining where the teeth are individually. Now I'm going to actually add some shape and some kind of light and shade to the look. Now in pop art you tend to use lines, cross-hatching, dots, that kind of thing. So wherever you feel like there might be a lip or a fold or some shade, you can add some small lines in just to kind of make this a little bit more realistic. I can't bear to not shade things properly, even though this is supposed to be kind of pop art inspired. So I've taken max contrast eyeshadow. You can use any kind of darker version of your base colour to just kind of go around and shade in some areas where you feel like they need a little bit of shadow. I don't think these lines look particularly brilliant, but once the whole look's kind of done, you're not really going to notice. You can go back and fix it or change bits and pieces if you want at the end. You can see I'm also kind of shading in that kind of underneath skin to look like that top blue layer is actually on top of the bone and things. Again, we're just shading things here, so going in with a dark shadow, making sure there's kind of a little bit of shading on the bones, around the eye sockets, a little bit on any kind of patches of colour that we have going on. And here I'm adding some dot work. This is one of those classic elements of pop art that most people will recognise. I'm just kind of popping these where I think will look cool. Let's get the party
Thank you very much for watching this episode of Hannahween. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, something a little bit different from me. I'm sure you've seen a few bits and pieces like this from me on Instagram, but I have never done sort of like special effectsy stuff on my channel before, so I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have and you'd like to see more of these kinds of things, then please do give this video a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already and you want to see more videos from me, and if you want to be notified every time I post, then please do hit that notification bell as well. There will be a video on this channel at least every other day this month in celebration of Halloween. I am loving the spooky shit. So enjoy your day wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, lots of love. Bye!